Hey thinkers, welcome back to Think Sharp Alley, the only alley where every turn leads to a smart solution. Hey champs, ready to challenge your brain and master those tricky assertion reasoning questions? In this video, we will dive into 10 mind-bending assertion reasoning questions based on class 9 number system. The kind that test your logic, concept clarity, and your ability to spot what's true and what just sounds true. Whether it's rational versus irrational numbers, decimal expansions, or the secrets behind roots, this is your ultimate practice booster. So grab your notebook and stay sharp because these questions are not just MCQs, they are conceptual traps waiting to be cracked. Let's begin and see how many of you get right in one go. So the first question over here is, root 2 is an irrational number, which is true. Because irrational numbers cannot be expressed as a ratio of two integers. So we see the reason is also true. By definition, we know it is rational numbers that can be expressed as a ratio of two integers and not irrational numbers. So does the reason explain assertion? Yes, the reason directly supports the assertion by stating why root 2 is irrational. Because it cannot be expressed as a ratio of two integers. So in this question, our answer will be both assertion and reason are true and reason is the correct explanation of A. Moving on to the next question, which says, sum of a rational number and an irrational number is always irrational. It is true because let's take an example. Suppose we take a rational number 2 and an irrational number root 3. So if I add 2 plus root 3, this is irrational. Now let us have a look at the reason. Rational numbers have terminating or repeating decimal expansions. This is true. This is a correct property of rational numbers. Now, does the reason explain the assertion? No. The reason is true, but it does not explain why the sum of rational and irrational number is irrational. The property of decimal expansion is unrelated to how the sum behaves in terms of rationality and irrationality. So in this case, our answer would be both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of B. Moving on to the third question. Assertion, every real number is a rational number. Does this assertion sound true? No, it is false. This is incorrect because there are irrational numbers like root 2, pi, exponential number e. They are all irrational, but they are also real. But they are not rational. So every real number, so these are also real numbers, but not rational numbers. So every real number are not rational number. Let us see the reason. Real numbers include all rational and irrational numbers. Definitely it is true because by definition we know real number system is made up of both rational and irrational numbers. So here our answer would be A is false but R is true. Let us move on to the next question, which says root 25 is a rational number. Obviously root 25 is a perfect square number. So root 25 is basically 5. 5 is a rational number. Reason, square root of a perfect square is always rational. So assertion is true and square root of perfect square numbers are like 1, 4, 9, 16. So if I take square root of perfect square numbers, we are getting rational numbers only. So yes, square root will always be a whole number and these are rational numbers. So reason is also true. So when reason and assertion both are true and reason correctly explains assertion, so in this case our answer would be both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Moving on to the next assertion reasoning question. Assertion 0.333, which is repeating, is an irrational number. Clearly the assertion is false because any repeating, recurring decimal numbers are rational numbers. Let us have a look at reason. A number is irrational if its decimal expansion is non-terminating, non-repeating. Yes, this is the actual definition of irrational numbers. That its decimal expansion will be non-terminating and non-repeating. For example, pi's value goes something like 3.1415925 ... It goes on, right? So in this case, reason is definitely true, but my assertion is false. Moving on to the 6th assertion reasoning question, which says assertion as the product of rational number and an irrational number is always irrational. Now, this question is a bit tricky, so watch closely. When they have said, what do you think? Does the assertion always true? Yes. The assertion will always be true if I take a non-zero rational number, let's say 2, and an irrational number, any irrational number, let's say √3. Product will always give me irrational number. But as I've mentioned, only if I take non-zero rational number. So if the rational number somehow becomes 0, so 0 into √3 will give me 0, which is rational. So we see, since this word is not mentioned over here, non-zero, that makes my assertion false. So if the rational number is 0, the product becomes 0, which is rational. Now let us have a look at the reason. Non-zero rational numbers do not affect the irrationality of other numbers during multiplication. So what does this statement mean? This statement simply means if we multiply an irrational number by a non-zero rational number, the irrationality is preserved, which means we get irrational numbers only, as I'd already explained in assertion. The rational number there acts like a scalar, but it does not make the irrational number become rational. Like when we were multiplying 2 with √3. So we were getting 2 √3. If you multiply a rational number, let's say 5/7, with an irrational number, let's say pi. So we are getting 5/7 pi, which is still irrational. So if I multiply a non-zero rational number with an irrational number, my answer is always irrational. So key idea over here is non-zero rational number, which is why my assertion becomes false, but my reason is definitely true. So the answer over here will be assertion is false, but the reason is true. Let's move on to the next assertion reasoning, number 7, which says the decimal expansion of 1/7 is non-terminating and repeating. So 1/7 is a rational number, and the decimal expansion of any rational number, if it is non-terminating, then it will be repeating. If you divide 1/7, you will get 0.142857, and this part goes on repeating forever, so I'll keep a bar over it. So this is non-terminating because it goes on forever, and repeating because the digits in this block 142857 keep repeating in a pattern. So all decimal numbers, if it is rational, terminates. If not terminate, then they will be repeating. Now let us have a look at the reason. So assertion is true. Let's have a look at the reason. All rational numbers have decimal expansion which either terminate true or repeat. Absolutely, this is what we were telling in assertion. So if I move on to the options, here both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. So we have assertion reasoning number 8. Assertion says that between any two distinct rational numbers, there exists an irrational number. So if we consider, let's say, two distinct rational numbers, let's call it 2 and 3. 2 and 3. I need to find if there exists any irrational number between 2 and 3. So 2 can be written as root over 4 and 3 can be written as root over 9. So between root 4 and root 9, we can find so many irrational numbers: root over 5, root over 5.5, root over 5.6, root over 6, root over 7, right? They all lie between root 4 and root 9. So when they have said there exists an irrational number, which is definitely true, what is the reason? Between any two irrational number, there exists at least one rational number. So between any two irrational number, let's take any two irrational number, root 2 and root 3. These two are rational numbers surely. Can we find any rational number between root 2 and root 3? Yes, we have done many problems of finding irrational number and rational number between two irrational numbers. So this is one such problem. We know we can find many rational numbers. Let's try one over here also. So between root 2 and root 3, we can insert root over 2.25, which gives us 1.5. 1.5 is basically 15 by 10, which we can write, we can cancel by 5, and it is basically 3 by 2. So 3 by 2 is definitely a rational number. So like this, we can find numerous rational number between any two irrational number. So reason is also true. But does the reason correctly explain assertion? No. And that is why our option over here would be both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Moving on to assertion reason number 9. Second last assertion reasoning. Root 2 plus root 3 is an irrational number. Absolutely, because we cannot solve it further, so definitely it is an irrational number. Reason is 100% true. Assertion is 100% true. The sum of two irrational numbers is always irrational. Here we see two irrational numbers has been taken and their sum is definitely irrational number. But does it happen always? Let's take two irrational numbers. One is root 2, another is minus root 2. If I add these two irrational numbers, we are getting 0, which is rational number. So if I take two equal and opposite irrational number, their sum gives me 0, which is a rational number, and hence sum of two irrational number is not always rational. I can give you another example. Suppose 3 plus root 2, which is an irrational number, and minus root 2, which is also an irrational number. If I take the sum of this and this, we are going to get 3. So it is again rational, right? So sum of two irrational number is not always rational. So our reason over here is false, and that is why the correct option over here will be A is true but R is false. Now the final question. Final question is very intriguing, so watch closely. Assertion: the smallest positive rationalizing factor of 2 root 3 is 2 root 3 itself. Here the assertion is false. That's what makes this question conceptual and tricky, because to rationalize 2 root 3, we can just multiply with root 3. 2 root 3 multiplying by root 3 gives us 2 into 3, which is 6, which is a rational number. So here root 3 is the rationalizing factor and it is smaller than 2 root 3. So 2 root 3 is not the smallest positive rationalizing factor of itself. Now let us have a look at the reason. The reason says there exist infinitely many rationalizing factors for an irrational number. This is true for any irrational number, like let's say root 3, 2 root 3, 5 root 3, etc. All of these when multiplied with root 3 will give me rational numbers. For example, let's try. So with root 3, if I multiply root 3, I'm going to get a rational number 3. With root 3, if I multiply 2 root 3, I'm going to get a rational number, that is 6. With root 3, if I multiply 5 root 3, I'm going to get 5 into 3, that is 15. So you see, each one of the numbers, each one of the product that we are getting, they are rationalized, rational number. So we see these are all the rationalizing factor of root 3. So there exist infinitely many rationalizing factor of an irrational number, and this reason is absolutely true. So let's move on to the options. So here the correct option will be A is false but R is true. Alright, now it's your turn to test your understanding. Here's a Think Sharp challenge for you. Drop your answer in the comments and tell me why you think it's correct. Let's see who's really got their concepts in place. Also, if you liked this kind of content and want more, or if you have any topic in mind and you would like me to cover next, write it in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Your brain did the squats, now let your fingers do the clicks. If this made you think even a little, you know what to do. Hit that like button, share with your gang, and stick around. Think Sharp Alice, just getting started.